Our next final will be our men's artistic gymnasts over on the pommel horse. So stay with us for that as they warm up and prepare to compete for their medals.
Zmagovalec kvalifikácií na koni zvyczajnych predstavnik Kazachstana Zejnola Idrisov 14 miesto 3:30, na drugim miejscu Benjamin Osberger, Francja.
Gymnasts all getting one final opportunity to warm up on the competition apparatus. We see coaches adjusting the width of the handles there. The handles are up to the individual's preference, between 40 and 45 centimetres distance, but every centimetre makes a difference in this sport.
Generalny sponsor današnjega tekmovanja PTCDD, častni sponsor Slovenska turistična organizacija, zlati sponzori Imagine DO, Petrol DD, Telekom Slovenije DD in zavarovalnica Triglav DD, glavni medijski partner RTV Slovenija, srebrni sponsor Lanko in Quattro, bronasti sponsor Street Trade DO, sponzori DD Engineering DO, Marjetica Koper, mestna občina Koper, Sprinter System Zuder DO. Kot prvi bo nastopil Al-Khalid Rakan Tatar. Kot sedmi se je uvrstil v današnje finale z izhodiščno oceno 5 točk. Za sestavo pa je na koncu imel 13,366 točke.
Here is the start list for our men's pommel horse finals here in Koper, Slovenia. And ready to compete is our first competitor. Representing Qatar, it's Al-Harith Rakan. He was 7th in qualifications. Starts off with an unfortunate mistake. Men's pommel horse is often compared to the women's balance beam. You need nerves of steel and plenty of precision to get through pommel horse routines. You can see how quick and precise the gymnast's hand movements have to be. And he manages to get through. Shame about that mistake at the very beginning, as the rest of that routine was nicely done. But it's all a learning curve, and that was in fact his first World Cup final. So really great for him to be able to add that. and learn from his mistakes. There was that mistake at the beginning there. Just didn't have the momentum. But managed to continue really strong. Travelling across the pommel horse. And finishing with the dismount, the pirouette. If gymnasts manage that 1.5 twisting pirouette, they will get a D value. And there's the score. It's 11.5 for Al Harith Rakan. Down from his qualification, unfortunately, because of that fall. Up next to compete from Slovenia is Gregor Rakovic. Really nice leg form. Loses it a little bit here. Can he bring it back? Unfortunately not. We are seeing just how difficult this piece of apparatus is. Just to regain some control. Moving at speed. Pushes up to the handstand. You can see the effort that it's taking. Manages to complete the pirouette. Again, what a shame about the fall. Sometimes gymnasts come into these finals tired from qualification rounds, all the adrenaline and the emotions. He's only 20 years old. He was 8th on pommel horse earlier this year at the World Cup in Antalya, Turkey. But he did in fact qualify 3rd into this final, so depending on what the rest of the field do, it's unlikely he'd manage to keep a medal position, but you never know. So far we've had 2 routines, both with mistakes, so sometimes it might be possible to get into those medals on an apparatus like pommel horse where mistakes can be common. Just loses control here, tries really hard to bring it back on, but it's so difficult once you lose control on the pommel horse. 35 centimetres in width, so not much room for error if you are trying to get back onto that central line. You can see the judges in the background almost willing him up to that handstand there at the end, and it worked. He got up to that handstand and managed to complete the routine with a good pirouette dismount. And he's still smiling. .3, so a lot lower than his qualification score of 13.9, but that score shows what potential he has and hopefully a bright future ahead of him. Now next up, a very experienced competitor, Croatia's Filip Ude, 38 years old and an Olympic medalist on this apparatus. He earned himself a silver medal at the 2008 Olympics, and he was the first Olympic medal in artistic gymnastics for Croatia. Starts off well, working in and out of that handstand with great control. Good hip position, judges are looking for straight hips. Knocks his leg slightly, but he's carried on, picked the momentum back up. Super fast. Works on one handle and pushes up to that handstand. Will be disappointed with the dismount, but I'm sure he'll be pleased to have got through the first routine we've seen here today without a fall. So we'll be looking for that one to be the score to beat moving forwards. His experience possibly helping him get through that routine there, but it wasn't flawless. But great to see this historic gymnast still making these World Challenge Cup finals. Just a bit of difficulty on the dismount, would have hoped to have done an extra pirouette. Oh, this wasn't the dismount, this was the transition, which was done very well. That body positioning really well till he had that minor hiccup and hit his legs, but really brought it back. And here's that dismount. Would have liked to have completed an extra half turn there to get into that D value. Philip Uday with 12.8. He qualified in 8th position with 13.166, so next up to compete in this first half from Kazakhstan is Dayas Toishibek. He qualified in 4th place. Working well so far and touching wood. A really clean routine there. He's pleased with that. Hopefully he's brought some positive vibes to the rest of this final and the rest of these finalists yet to compete. He's definitely pleased with that. It's hard to go after lots of mistakes. Some gymnasts choose not to watch their competitors, so he might not have seen the others making their mistakes. Some gymnasts choose to watch. This sport is all about figuring out what works for you in terms of what's going to get you your best performance. Do you block out all the noise? Do you watch your competitors? Whatever he did, it worked here today. Really precise hand movements. There wasn't a flicker of doubt at any moment that he might lose momentum or control. Keeps his leg form throughout. Slight flicker there. Judges would have picked up on that even in real time, I'm sure. And here was the dismount, completing that pirouette and sticking the landing. No stick bonus here on the pommel horse, but if they didn't stick the landing, they would still incur those deductions. So definitely want to go for that. And it's a huge 14.033. Almost an entire mark higher. half a mark higher than his qualification, which was 13.6. And here are the current standings. In first place from Kazakhstan, it is Dias Toysibek. In second place with 12.8, Philip Uday. Four competitors left to go. They will take their warm-up turns now. Gymnasts would have rehearsed what they're doing in this warm-up touch to feel mentally and physically ready to perform. They would have had a longer warm-up already. Most of them likely would have done a full routine in that longer warm-up. You don't have time to do a full routine in this final touch. Just enough to get acclimatised. And our first gymnast in the second half, preparing to go, making sure those handles are at the right width. Here's our start list for our second half. First to compete in our second half, from France, Benjamin Osberger. Starts off with an error, as we've seen from some of his fellow competitors. It's easy to make a mistake right out the gates on the pommel horse, and then you've still got the rest of your routine to do, and when you're in a final, you know it's possibly knocked you out of that top three, but you've got to have that mental strength to carry on to the best of your abilities. There we go, into the routine now. Working well through these circles, keeping good leg form. And it's another fall, unfortunately, for Benjamin. When all eyes are on you, it does feel really disappointing. But it's all practice. And gymnasts are human, they can have off days. So shows some really stylish work there. Doesn't manage to do the big dismount, but sometimes it's not worth going for it when you've already made those errors. Qualified with a 13.933, so sadly we won't see a score as high as that today from Benjamin, but great to see him in another final. He's made quite a few World Cup finals in the past. He's competed at the World Championships twice, so he's got quite a lot of experience, but as I mentioned, you can just have an off day, especially on an apparatus like the pommel horse, where there really isn't much room for error. A little wait for his score. Judges sometimes struggling to work out which skills to count when there have been mistakes. Looks like there's a bit of discussion going on. And there's the score for Benjamin Osberger. It's 10.966. Next to compete is his country mate. It's Melwin Touchet, representing France. Working well so far. Is it the pommel horse? Lots of these gymnasts making errors here today that they didn't make in the qualification round. Could be fatigue. It could be having seen other people make mistakes has knocked them off. Really nice dismount there. Melwin was second on pommel horse at the French National Championships earlier this year. He scored a 13.833 at the French National Championship. So he's capable of big scores. He scored a 13.466 in qualifications earlier this week. But with that fall, it's unlikely we'll see a 13 from him today. Just 2 competitors left to go. And I feel confident in saying if they can get through their routines without a big mistake, that they've got a really good chance of getting into those medal positions. Lots of gymnasts come to these World Cups to gain experience and practice competing their routines under pressure. So although we've seen a lot of mistakes, it's all part of the bigger picture and the bigger plan. And coach is disappointed. These coaches work day in and day out with these gymnasts and really care for them. They become family to these gymnasts. So obviously we'll be disappointed when it doesn't go their way. And it's 11.833 for Melwin, which does put him into third at the moment, with 2 gymnasts left to compete. Now our next competitor, his qualification score you can see there was a huge 14.233, and he did qualify in first place. Next to compete from Kazakhstan, it's Zeynola Idrisov. Can he keep his cool? Small leg separation there. Really smooth routine. I was holding my breath slightly as I'm worried about jinxing these gymnasts now. It's got to that point where we've seen that many errors that I think it's safer for me to stay quiet, and it worked. So really great routine there from Kazakhstan, Zeynola Idrisov, just 19 years old and really starting to make a name for himself on this apparatus. He was second last week at the Varna World Challenge Cup, and he was also second earlier this year in Antalya at the World Cup and third in Baku. So he has shown consistency multiple times this year, and it's paid off for him, so I'm sure it will pay off once more here in Koper. He was a strong junior gymnast, earning third place on the pommel horse at the Junior World Championships in 2023. So I think we definitely need to keep an eye out for his future on the pommel horse. Qualified in first place. Will he be able to secure that gold? Lots of silvers and bronzes to his name, and it's silver at the moment, 13.866, but he looks pleased with that. It was a really great routine, very smooth and precise throughout, and that guarantees him a medal, as we just have one more competitor here on the pommel horse, an experienced competitor representing Albania, Matvey Petrov.
Matvey Petrov, Albania, Varna.
Working through that handstand position, so difficult. Pushes up to that handstand, just about manages to complete a pirouette. Good work there from Matvey. He's the first artistic gymnast representing Albania to win a medal at the European Championships in 2020. That was a gold medal on this very apparatus. So no stranger to medals on the pommel horse. He was 7th at the World Championships back in 2013. And he is an Olympian competing at the 2020 Olympics. Was close to making the pommel horse final there, but ended up qualifying in 10th. It's top 8 that make the final, so very close. And he's had 3 gold medals in the past at World Cups. Will he add another gold to that collection? Let's see what the judges think. Really good form, keeping those legs together. Working through that handstand position. And back down, so difficult. The strength and endurance and precision that it takes. Pointed toes. Judges love to see pointed toes throughout. Little bit of difficulty getting up to that handstand, but manages it. And he's very pleased. And it's third place for Matvey today, 13.2. A really good routine to finish this pommel horse final on, showing that his experience really helps. And there are the pommel horse results from today. Third place, Matvey Petrov. Second place, Zenola Idrisov. And in first place, Dias Tuishibek.
Pričinjamo razglasitev rezultatov na konju za ročaj.
Here come our medalists for our men's pommel horse final.
Svečana podelitev medalj in priznanj najboljšim gimnastičarjem na konju za ročaj. The medals award ceremony for pommel horse. Medalji in priznanja bo podelil gospod Sašo Bertoncelj, naš nekdanji gimnastični šampion in predstavnik glavnega sponzorja TTC. The medals will be awarded by our ex-gymnastic champion, Mr. Sašo Bertoncelj, which is representative of our main sponsor, TTC. Tretje mesto, third place, Matvey Petrov, Albania.
In third place, representing Albania, Matvey Petrov. "34 years old, showing great longevity in the sport."
Zenola Idrisov, Kazakhstan.
And in second place, representing Kazakhstan, Zenola Idrisov.
Prvo mesto, first place, Dias Toishbek, Kazakhstan.
And in first place, also from Kazakhstan, Dias Tuishibek. Kazakhstan proving they are consistent on the pommel horse.
Kazakhstan, in honor of the winner, the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
There you have it, the men's pommel horse medalists in third place. Matvey Petrov of Albania in second place, Zeynola Idrisov of Kazakhstan, and in first place, Diaz Toishibek, also from Kazakhstan.